You've heard the expression, don't throw good money after bad. Well, the state's transportation secretary may be taking that advice as he stares at a rail runner station that has been sitting unused for almost 7 years. Matt Grubbs explains in tonight's special assignment.
The Zia Rail Runner stop on St. Francis in Santa Fe has seen better days.
When they built this thing, I was really excited because I work at the rail yard.
What it hasn't seen is passengers.
It sure would be nice if they could get it open somehow.
Potential riders like Billy Manfredi have been figuring out some other way to get around since 2008.
We're going on 7 years, I believe, since it was built. I think it's unacceptable to have public works projects going on this long.
Tom Church, Cabinet Secretary at New Mexico's Department of Transportation, says the stop might be useful someday, as the rail runner's map says, in the future. But right now, it's an embarrassing eyesore.
We've had vandalism where we've had to put up fences. Then we've had the fences destroyed. We've had to replace them 2 or 3 times. We've had benches stolen.
The past 6 years have been a never-ending procession of studies and construction delays. In March, Church sent a letter to the city saying, make up your mind, and if you don't want to use the stop,
remove the canopy and put it somewhere else so that it's not an eyesore for everybody.
He'll be happy to tear it down. Planner Keith Wilson says the city wants the $500,000 station open ASAP.
Essentially what's standing in the way of the station opening now is us moving forward and getting the infrastructure designed and built.
If opening the station were as easy as tearing down that fence and stopping the trains, it would be done. But there's a whole lot of stuff that needs to happen before that does. For example, the 2 easiest places right now to drop somebody off to catch the train are off of busy roads. And so they have to create a barrier behind me to prevent people from jumping out of their car, hopping the tracks, and catching a train.
A conceptual design with a traffic circle to actually get cars to the platform, and sidewalks and grade adjustments. It all has to be engineered and paid for by the company that may someday develop the land it owns next to the station.
Are they still on board with that?
The last time I talked to them very recently, they said they were.
The developer tells us the same, as long as everyone can sit down and hammer out exactly what they want. And every step of the way, it has to be accessible and ADA compliant. Tom Church wants to see that happen soon, but he hasn't set a deadline.
This is not, we're going to see Tom Church out there with a pickaxe one morning, just frustrated.
No, not really. However, if the intention really is not to ever open it, then let's move on.
I mean, if I said next year at this time, do you think it would be open?
You know, I don't want to say for sure because we've had, there's unexpected things come up in the past, so.
Keith Wilson doesn't want to think about a delay that could derail the whole thing. Matt Grubbs, KRQE News 13.
The accessibility issue could become a big one at the Zia station. The Governor's Commission on Disability says the streets needed to access the platform are not up to code for people in wheelchairs.